Hello and welcome to Mock the Week. I'm Dara O'Brien. Joining me this week are Andy Parsons, Catherine Ryan and Ed Byrne, Rob Beckett, Hugh Dennis and Stuart Francis. We start with a round call. If this is the answer, what is the question on the board of 6 categories? Rob, which category would you like?
Politics. I love a bit of that.
Your category is politics. The answer is 13. What is the question?
Is it the number of people on X Factor's first episode with dead relatives?
If Wayne Rooney went to Real Madrid instead of Gareth Bale, how many months would it have taken him to manage the Spanish for hello?
Oh, is it? I know what it is. Is it when Louis Walsh goes over to One Direction's house to play ping pong, how many little white balls are in the room? That's what it is.
Spot on, mathematically. Yeah.
OK, is it on which day of Christmas the Wonga.com come and repossess everything?
Is it the number of BBC programmes currently hosted by Dara O'Brien?
Is it? How many times did I have to watch that Miley Cyrus video before I could really consider myself to be well informed on the subject?
Is it, in fact, how many times a day does Oscar Pistorius think, well, I suppose I could just have knocked?
Is it the number of feet required by the restraining order that I have on Brian Blessed?
Stuart, I know you want some!
Is it the number of soldiers France will actually send to Syria?
Is it the
Politics there, mate?
Yeah.
At what age do you realise that One Direction might be shit?
Do we have a correct answer?
What is the atomic number for unluckium?
Very good. Very good. I'm glad you tried to slip that one under the door. That was nice, yeah. Correct answer?
It was by how many votes did the government lose the crucial vote on Syria?
Yes, it was. Thank you very much, Steve. Well done. Yes, the question I was looking for was by how many votes was Prime Minister David Cameron defeated in Parliament last week on the proposed military strike on Syria? This is news that after recalling Parliament early, the coalition lost the vote by 272 votes to 285. 39 members of the coalition voted against the motion. Nothing, after a really funny round, gets the mood up in a room like Syria being mentioned, a situation of deep political complexity and huge humanitarian sensitivity. The kind of stuff that Mock the Week does so well, historically.
I heard that some of the ministers missed the vote because a bell wasn't functioning. I don't understand that because everyone in Parliament is a functioning bell.
Right, yes, a number of them didn't actually. Justine Greening, and who's the International Development Secretary, and the Foreign Office Minister, Mark Simmons, said they didn't hear the bell because they were in a room discussing Rwanda.
Wink, wink.
Okay.
That old chestnut.
Let us not deliberately imply anything of that.
I'm with you, Dara.
We should just legally point out that it's perfectly reasonable for the International Development Secretary and the Foreign Office Minister to discuss Rwanda at any stage.
Wait.
Don't.
Parliament, I think, you know, the vote went against Cameron because Parliament were very worried that going to war is like a mobile phone contract. It's very easy to start, it's impossible to leave, and it's very expensive when you're abroad.
It's a bit rich, though, that Labour have come out so heavily against any kind of action, though, doesn't it? Labour are all like, oh, we shouldn't be, not without UN support and not if it's illegal. And memories are kind of short, aren't they?
Yes.
Don't you remember Iraq? It just seems a bit much, Labour taking this hard line with the Tories on this. It's a bit like Madonna phoning up Lady Gaga and going, for God's sake, put some clothes on.
Well, the thing is, you know, we've said, you know, you think The way to stop him killing innocent civilians is probably not sending in cruise missiles which are liable to kill innocent civilians. But we need to send him something to make him think twice about using chemical weapons again. Something surprising. I'm thinking atomic kitten. They've just
You know what?
Of the many criteria in which you judge that, I think surprise, it definitely rates very highly. Which lineup of Atomic Kitten are you planning to send in?
Well, if you send in Kerry Katona with a credit card, she will bankrupt the country.
Kerry Katona would bring more chemicals in, though, so...
According to Obama now, this is going to harm the special relationship, and John Kerry as well has said that the special relationship is now in jeopardy, which I think is good, because I think the special relationship has always been a bit creepy, especially when you consider the age difference between the UK and the US.
But that special relationship fell apart about 10 years ago, didn't it, in Love Actually, when Hugh Grant was in charge?
Is this why you chose politics as a choice?
I always think, you know, if you're not sure on something, give it a go. It might be for you.
How has Obama reacted to this, then?
Oh, very badly.
He's done his homework.
Yes. Yes, in fact, there's a picture of him here in one of the most brash political photographs I've seen in a long time. Essentially going, I'm not happy, and I've got my ass-kicking shoes on right here.
He's essentially saying, I'm just giving my balls a bit of air.
He's on the phone going, yes, the desk is doing that thing of floating off the ground again. Look, I've got it under control for the moment, but if you can send somebody with some weights or something.
Joe Biden is of no help in this situation. He's just looking on.
I heard they were discussing Rwanda as well.
If that was a photograph of Bill Clinton, you'd think they'd just airbrush Monica Lewinsky out of it.
This is a power move. One power move is to sit and eat when you're in a tete-a-tete with someone. Another is lunging. Like, look how you feel now. We're kind of having an argument. What about now? Then you know karate's on its way.
If that was it to eat, was the other one, was it?
Yeah. Okay.
He's got 3 phones. I know he's the president. He's got 3 phones. It's ridiculous, isn't it?
He might have 3 phone calls.
Fair enough. Yeah. In fairness, you think, though, he might have a secretary. Or one phone that was capable of taking many lives.
So, yeah, it does seem unusual that he's going, I don't know, I'll try to find out. I can somebody else on the phone here. He's not happy with it. Wait a minute, wait on the line. Both of you wait on the line. I'm going to ring the other number. This isn't working for me.
With Obama's foot on the desk, I think it'd be funny if a comedian on a panel show were to say, so Barack here, I'm going to put you on sneakerphone. I think that would be funny if a comedian on a panel show. I think it'd be funny.
And speaking of the country, what is France's position?
Doggy style. I've been there.
Okay.
Well,
Next topic.
Yeah, because that topic's settled. In other news, what has Cheryl Cole Spencer reported 50 hours doing?
She has had a new tattoo done all over her back. And it's all over her bum as well. There we go.
Yeah.
Now she doesn't look bad, does she? Looks good, having 4 roses tattooed on your arse. You're thinking that's a mistake, though. In 10 years' time, that is going to look like Kew Garden, isn't it?
Everybody's hacking on her, harshing on her, as the kids say. Thanks, Ed. And they get into the regional stereotypes. She's from Newcastle. She is a Geordie, so there's a good chance twice a week she's going to take a shit outside, right? What they do. So she can squat in the rose garden, twist one off. Bob's your uncle. Well done, Jared.
It apparently took 50 hours. 50 hours to get it done. But you're thinking, well, you know, while she was having the tattoo done, she wasn't making or releasing music. So it's not all bad news, is it? You know?
When she does sex the naughty way, is it called botany now?
I guess her real worry is she'll get stalked by Alan Titchmarsh with an aphid spray.
I mean, if you're going to have your entire arse done as a tattoo, have something a bit more practical. Maybe like a pair of shorts or something like that. I know when it's a bit hot and, you know, you think, oh, down we go, nobody will notice.
I think if I was going out with Cheryl Cole, I would definitely get a picture of some secateurs tattooed on my penis.
She actually...
It doesn't look quite funny, then. It just look like you're pruning a bush.
Also, you wouldn't use a condom, would you? You'd use a Fison's grow bag.
OK, at the end of that round, the point go to Rob. I'm so bringing that to an end. Thank you for that.
You just get like a watering can tattooed all here. How cool would that be? Oh, a watering can. That would look awesome.
You would get a bee tattooed on your cock. Like, you go...
That'd be a ridiculously large bee, though.
And you go, Daddy want pollen. At the end of that round, the points go to Rob Hughes Stewart. Good luck, Danny. Now we play a round called School of Hard Mocks. This game involves Rob, Andy and Stuart, so if you could make your way to the performance area, please. This round is a stand-up challenge. I launch a wheel of news and wherever it chooses to stop, one of our performers must step forward and talk about that subject. The winner is whoever I think is the funniest. OK, here we go. Let's spin the wheel. The first subject is consumerism. Who wants to come in on that? Andy Parsons.
So we always like to have a go at politicians, don't we, for getting us into debt. But we're also addicted to debt, aren't we? People waste their stuff. Well, you know, loads of nonsense, isn't it? Things like personalised number plates. Don't ever do it. Anybody can get a personalised number plate, yeah? You can change your name by deed poll for a tenner, right? Just change your name to your car registration number. And it's the same people going, oh, yeah, look, I've got a new watch. Got a new watch, I have. Yeah, it's a diver's watch, yeah? Goes down to a depth of 200 metres, this does. 200 metres is the depth of the North Sea. If you find yourself at the bottom of the North Sea, you're not diving. The ship has sunk, the air bubble is running out, and it's going to be little consolation you know at the bloody time.
Thank you very much, Andy Parsons. OK, let's spin the wheel again. The next subject is food. Who wants to come in on that? Rob.
I like food. I eat it most days. And the thing is, I've moved out with mum's now, so I go home and see my mum and dad, and I'm excited to see them, but I'm more excited to see the contents of the fridge. But she's on a diet, my mum, right? She got all the brothers round, me brothers round for a Sunday lunch. You know what she did, the whole family, for Sunday lunch? Couscous. For lunch. Right? I rung Childline, they didn't want to know. I don't trust couscous, to be honest with you. Anything you put in your mouth that feels already chewed should not be in there. It's fat sand, I don't want any part of it. Right? She served it with toasted pita bread. Have you ever toasted pita? Anyway, well, why is it so hot? You had a bit of folded bread, what's its problem? A bit of toast pops out warm and toasty, the pita's on fire. Once you get past the hour, I've got the dragon breath inside to deal with. There's only two things in the world hotter than toasted pita bread. One's the sun, yeah? And the other's a cheese and tomato toasted sandwich. What's that prick's problem, right? What's his problem? Do you know what I mean? The cheese, I've not got a problem with the cheese. The tomatoes? They're little slices of lava. Oh, I'll put you in a toasted sandwich maker, not Dante's Peak. What are you doing? You bite into it, anchor onto the slice, you pull the sandwich away, the slice stays, slaps you on the face, burns your face off. 3 days, I had a big red circle like that. I look like a thirsty dog.
Well done, Rob. OK, that leaves us with Stuart. Let's see what you've got. Spin the wheel. And the topic is jobs. Where you go.
Was my French teacher into golden showers? Oui. I'm a Canadian comedian, but if people think I'm Russian, Soviet. As a gynecologist, I was terrified of vaginas. I won't go into it. Very sad, I've just come back from the funeral of my coke dealer. I was fired as a Boy Scout leader. I wasn't prepared for that. I used to be a sarcastic high jump coach. Get over it! I used to be a professional table tennis player in Southeast Asia, and recently I went back for a big party. Oh, it was a real Hong Kong ping pong ding dong. And someone fired up the old karaoke machine. Oh, it was a real Hong Kong ping pong ding dong sing song. And someone rang the doorbell. Cops. Was the cops. I used to be a cop. One night a guy asked me if he could urinate on my wrist. I said, not on my watch.
Thank you very much. Good night.
Thank you very much, Stuart Francis. Points there for Stuart and Rob and Andy. What the hell? Come on, everyone gets points. Now we play a game called Picture of the Week. I show the panel a topical image and ask them to tell me what's happening. So, what's going on here?
Have Newcastle United signed 3 new players?
Is it Badgers protesting against the possible culling of Brian May?
I hope nobody blows on his hair, because there'd be a field of dandelions.
Is
What is
Brian
it,
May
Stuart
supporting a
Francis?
charity for black dogs that have been run over by road marking lorries?
With Brian May and the Pepe Le Pew Appreciation Society.
Kind of right is that I couldn't find my Badger costume, so I just painted stripes on my Womble mask.
Does anyone know what it actually is?
It's part of Brian May campaigning to save the Badgers from the cull.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, Ed Byrne. Yes, of course, this is the news that protests have begun in the wake of the badger cull in the west of England. Trained marksmen, including farmers, have been granted a licence to shoot up to 80 badgers each night in the first of the government's controlled pilot schemes to destroy up to 5,000 badgers in a bid to tackle the spread of bovine tuberculosis. People have objected to this, though, have they not?
Well, the thing is that people love badgers and people love hedgehogs, but people don't know that badgers eat hedgehogs. So the government have got it all wrong. Instead of campaigning to kill the badgers, they should campaign to save the hedgehogs, and then the same people who are dressing up as badgers be dressed up as hedgehogs, go and save the hedgehogs.
Cutest. Cutest.
Yeah, they eat hedgehogs, and bizarrely, hedgehogs and skylarks. That's a bit of hunting that I never thought the badger would be capable of. Just flying behind a skylark on a set of improvised wings with a skylark mask. You know when they're that V, when they migrate, and just eating the last one in the line and moving forward one, and then going, is there something behind us? There's just a badger floating. Don't mind me, I'm another skylark.
It's going to make Springwatch more interesting, because it'll be a bit like it's been directed by Quentin Tarantino now, won't it?
It'll certainly make it very tense. Oh, we join them outside the set, and they slowly... Well, it's an explosive end to tonight's Springwatch. With 8 hours to see that badger. I mean, even the coverage around it. I mean, this is how the Sunday Telegraph ran the story about the badger cull. It's just an unfortunate conjunction of photograph and headline there. Implying that it's essentially like the Crimean War at this stage.
And badgers, they eat eggs. And they just complain, and they eat, like, rotten fruit, and they get drunk off it. They're basically the elderly. We don't eat them.
You do feel a bit sorry for them, though, because, you know, the whole Syria thing is about, you know, we need more evidence before we take action. There's no evidence that culling badgers works.
Yeah.
And the badgers, presumably, are, you know, thinking, well, why are you attacking us without a UN mandate? What's going on?
Who has joined forces with Brian May in protest of the badger cull?
Brian Blessed.
Yes, Brian Blessed has as well. They have. There he is. Oh! Yes, they have released... there's a single which has become quite popular because of shows like this, for example, going on about it because it's great. We even have a clip of the video, which is the Badger, 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 Saves the Badger song.
Oh no! Come! Badger, 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 save the badger. Badger, 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 save the badger. Keep them badgers alive!
Clearly, that's how they catch the skylarks.
Moving on, what's up with this sad fellow?
Oh, no.
When I saw this photo, it reminded me of a conversation I had with Dara before he went into makeup. And that is... Why does the comedy on television have to be so hurtful?
This is Dara just after he...
I'm not doing it.
Oh, Dara, you've got a little something coming out your lip there. You got a little... Oh, sorry, that was the other one. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Are we only doing this round so you can do a lingering comparison photograph with me and a blobfish?
Is it?
It's not you.
Yeah, and we can move on from this particular...
That looks like William Hague has swum too close to the Fukushima plant.
I think it's what most people on Match.com actually look like.
Has a badger sneezed itself inside out?
Does anyone know why it's in the news, by the way, the blobfish?
Well, is this why fish normally come in batter? Is it?
Is it Nemo checking into the Priory? Pain get to his head.
Is it in fact?
Oh, man, I lost myself.
I think it's quite worrying because it does. You know, is it one of Jordan's implants that have become sentient?
I wrote most of the first book myself. No, it's been nominated. The blobfish has been nominated by an organisation called the Ugly Animal Preservation Society, which is a conservation society that basically highlights the fact that we tend to want to conserve cute, cuddly animals, not delightful creatures like the blobfish, or those of the Titicaca water frog, which is not which looks actually quite cool, to be honest.
It's not ugly at all,
the pig-nosed turtle, is that as well?
It's all right.
It's okay, you know.
It just looks like a normal turtle with a gas mask.
And and the perennial favourite, which is the proboscis monkey.
They're trying to save the pubic lice. Why do you want to save the pubic lice?
Pubic lice are dying out because of
Well, it's Brazilians, isn't it?
Brazilians and just general tidiness, cleanliness.
Are Brazilians going around killing pubic lice?
Yes, because they spread both.
You think they'd have better things to do protecting their rainforest?
It's a bit weird having, like, ugliest animals, but it'd be even weirder if it was like, oh, let's save the fittest ones. Do you know what I mean? Like, oh, this deer's got really nice horns.
Okay, at the end of that round, the points go to Ed, Catherine and Andy. Now we come to scenes we'd like to see, so if everyone can make their way over to the performance area, I'll read out this week's topics and then we'll see what our panellists can come up with. OK, here we go. The first subject is extracts from DVDs that would never sell.
Welcome to exercise for manic depressives. Down, up, down.
Welcome to this How to Use a DVD instruction DVD. First, put this DVD in the slot for the DVD.
Steven Spielberg, circumcision. The director's cut.
Welcome to the Suffragette Story with me, Miley Cyrus.
Ready to get fit, ladies? It's Johnny Depp, Pilates of the Caribbean.
The main point of this self-help DVD is that only you can help you. No need for me then? Thanks for the 20 quid.
Hello, welcome to funeral etiquette. When's the right time to fart?
We are in Africa filming the continent's biggest predator, Madonna in Malawi.
Welcome to the best of German. Who do you think you are? So, your grandfather was a... OK, we'll leave it there.
Welcome to the best of Test Match Special. That one works. That really helped.
This is the DVD you've been waiting for. All the tweets of Alan Sugar read out loud by Stephen Hawking.
Welcome to Filthy Dirty Nurses 2, the rise of MRSA.
Hello, I'm Ed Byrne. Welcome to Wank Yourself Skinny.
Work yourself thin with me, teen sensation Stuart Francis.
It's the DVD we've all been waiting for. Two politicians discussing Rwanda.
OK, the next topic is unlikely things to hear on a motoring programme.
Listen to that deep, throaty roar of the man I've just run over.
George Michael says he's never driven a car that's handled so well on the pavement.
Now, I would describe this car as being very nippy, but apparently I'm not allowed to say that. I have to say it's made in Japan.
I'm about to shag a bloke. Welcome to Ride My Pimp.
Women everywhere have come together to announce their favorite car. It's the red one.
This car has a fail-safe anti-theft device. It's a Vauxhall Corsa.
First, second, third, fourth, yes, all my wives have divorced me because I'm such a twat about cars.
It's just a car, innit? Who gives a shit?
Thank you. This car is actually owned by Jeremy Clarkson, which is why I'm running my key along it now.
My first impression is that the dashboard layout is actually quite unorthodox and very minimalist. There doesn't seem to be a steering... actually, I'm sitting in the back.
It still has that new hitchhiker smell.
I don't know about you, but I think it'd be quite nice to walk today.
These sounds have been surprisingly low for the new Renault Bel End.
This car has been modified for the American market. It's got 6 cup holders, a sandwich stand and a small rotisserie attached to the dashboard.
This week on Top Gear, we're going to be talking about some penises. Cars! We're talking about cars! Cars! Oh, cars!
This car's personalised management system remembers who you are and how you drive. This morning, it locked me out and told me to fuck off.
Well done. At the end of that, the point to Ed, Catherine and Andy. And that's the end of the show. This week's winners are Andy Parsons, Catherine Ryan and Ed Byrne. Commiserations to Rob Beckett, Hugh Dennis and Stuart Francis. Thank you for watching. I'm Dara Breen. Good night.
Knees, knockers and anything else beginning with K. David Mitchell and Jack Whitehall join the regulars for the brand new series of QI tomorrow at 10 on BBC Two.
Read about the things that happen throughout the world. Don't believe in everything you see or hear. Read all about it. Read all about it. News of the world. News of the world. Read all about it. Read all about it. News of the world. News of the world.
Hello and welcome to Mock the Week. I'm Dara O'Brien. Joining me this week are Andy Parsons, Ava Vidal and Ed Byrne, Chris Addison, Hugh Dennis and Milton Jones. We start tonight with a round called Headliners. Here's a picture of Labour's two Eds recently, but what does LLIS stand for?
Is it Labour leader is shit?
No, it really, no newspaper has run with that as a headline.
The Daily Honest?
Are they not? Is it not? It's not initials at all. Are they just being photographed in the Welsh town of Llis?
Is Ed Ball saying,
Look, I silly. Ed Miliband's voice finally has been explained. Lump lodged in sinus.
Miliband is looking at balls and he's thinking, let's live in sin.
So they talk about what Ed Balls did, and he just let loose invisible sphere.
Is he in fact looking at, you know, a bit surprised? And is that because lubricated love egg is slipping? No.
Labour like it sexy.
is it what Dara's thinking, Lord, let it stop?
Can we move towards the correct answer, please?
It is. It's Lindsay Lohan and his shit face.
No, really.
Is Ed Ball saying to a woman journalist, look, love, I'm speaking?
Is it what a lot of people in the Labour Party are thinking? Lose leader, invite sibling.
Proper bit of politics there. Proper.
Anyway, alternatively, is it lubricated love?
Right. The first L stands for Labour, unsurprisingly.
Does the second one stand for Liberace?
No.
Labour lead is slipping?
Yes, it is. Very, very good. Thank you very much, Andy Parsons. Yes, the answer I was looking for was Labour's lead is slipping. This is the news that a new opinion poll has shown a slump in Labour's lead to just 5 points over the Conservatives. The Sunday Times YouGov poll shows Labour on 38% and the Tories on 33%, the smallest Labour lead since November last year.
Miliband's approval rating is now so low, it's almost as low as it is within his own family. That is how bad it is.
So much of Labour's problem is down to Miliband's own sort of image. And I feel so sorry for the man. I think he's rubbish, but I feel so sorry for him because I've never heard anybody have to justify their own position as a human more so. Whenever he's interviewed, I'm a normal guy. You shouldn't have to say that. I'm a normal guy. From my head right down to my ornately feathered vagina. I'm a normal guy.
I think Labour are doing badly because there are fewer young people. And young people, what's the saying? When you're young, you're a socialist. When you're middle-aged, you're a conservative. And when you're dead, you're green.
I actually said I was going to do a gig for Labour and I got booed. You know, Jesus, I'm a black woman living in this country. Like, there's any other viable option. I was like, what am I supposed to do? Go and do a gig for UKIP and, as an encore, deport myself? No choice.
I honestly would like to see that gig.
That's what I call ending with showbiz flair.
The Labour popularity has been halved, as have the Lib Dem popularity. They're down to 11%. But I still think people are missing a track. If any pollster asks people, I mean, everybody should say they're going to vote Lib Dem at the next general election, and then nobody should vote for them. And then when Nick Clegg goes, oh, but you promised us, we can all go, yeah, no, you know what I want to do.
How did Eric Pickles upstage George Osborne in the last week?
He ate him.
He burger, didn't he?
He didn't eat a burger.
He didn't eat.
No,
Osborne ate a burger. Hang
Osborne
on.
ate a burger. I have a picture here that George Osborne tweeted during the week of him preparing a speech, and everyone picked up. A lot of people picked up what he had in front of him here, which is a burger and chips. Do you see this?
Nobody really
Yeah.
picked up on the fact that he was imitating having a knife and fork in his hand. He didn't know what to do.
And this led to one of the stupidest news stories where we said, what burger was it, though? What burger was it? And it turned out he was from a restaurant called Byron's, whose burgers are whatever, £6 or something.
No,
and
tenner.
But he
Tenner.
posted this one of him with the burger, and it became this huge story.
Yeah.
Sham burger, they called it, on the front page of The Sun, because it wasn't presumably like a 99p burger. And then Eric Pickles, who we every week slag off, right, or he gets used as the kind of the go-to joke for being overweight, then tweeted this picture of himself at a table with a salad and carrot sticks in front of him.
Yes, but if you pull back, you'll
Very
see that salad is in fact the garnish to a 4-foot burger.
That he's not touched the salad, he's just eaten the person opposite him.
If Eric Pickles has a burger with pickles in it, do you think he goes, well, this is cannibalism?
What if he eats a pickle with a pickle while standing in the gherkin? No.
Yeah, eh?
By the way, which other Tory MP hasn't made the best use of Twitter this week?
Andrew Sellis.
Andrew Sellis, yes. What did Andrew Sellis tweet this week?
He said that immigrants should lean English.
He did.
Yeah.
He is an ucking umped.
That's right there. In other news, why have a group of pensioners in a field been making headlines?
Rolling Stones.
Yes, of course it's the Rolling Stones, yes.
Yeah.
Fantastic, wasn't it? I was there.
Were you there?
Yeah, it was great, yeah.
Which one were you?
On guitars. on guitars, we had the Pirate King, we had a walking advert for Just for Men, on drums we had a resurrected corpse, and then on vocals we had a cross between Michael Caine and a demented pigeon. It was spectacular.
I always think about the Rolling Stones is they're so stick thin, like they still look like drain pipe trousers, skinny. If one of them had just gotten fat, it'd have been hilarious. If they're all like the rock stars and one of them's going with a big foot. What? Were we supposed to keep this up? Ah, come on, man. You're sitting at the corner with a pie going, 50 years of trying to fit into these jeans, like whatever.
I love the fact that Keith Richards still wears... He has to wear that bandana now, because it's the only thing that's holding his face still together, isn't
Wow.
Is it
something that
genuine
looks like
sound
the
of
mummy-
fear from you all here?
He looks like something from the Dark Crystal.
Keith Richards was made at the Jim Henson Creature Factory. His ears turn around. He's like the BFG with slightly larger ears.
Yeah, you should see the size of his snozzcumber.
I watched it from home, but to get the authentic Glastonbury experience, I watched the TV in the living room from the bottom of the garden.
All the stuff is about the Rolling Stones being really old, but they're not as old as Bruce Forsyth, are they?
Yeah.
The first time he went to Glastonbury, he met King Arthur.
He was able to try out his new catchphrase, help, the nurses are stealing my clothes.
The nurses are cleaning my clothes. Help. Does anybody else think that Mick Jagger's neck looks a bit like a big veiny cock?
They do look like there's been a fire at Madame Tussauds.
At the end of that round, the points go to Ed, Ava and Andy. Now we play a round called a Rolling Stone Gathers No Mocks. This game involves Milton, Ava and Chris, so if you could make your way to the performance area, please. This round is a stand-up challenge. I launch the wheel of news, and wherever it chooses to stop, one of our performers must step forward and talk about that subject. The winner is whoever I think is the funniest. OK, here we go. Let's spin the wheel. The first subject is parenting. Who wants to come in on that? Ava Vida.
I'm a parent, and no one ever actually prepares you properly for being a parent. They give you some books about what's going to happen to your body, how the baby's going to grow. When I find out nowadays if any of my friends are actually going to have a child, the only book I give them is We Need to Talk About Kevin. because I'm not going to lie to you, it hasn't really worked out for me. I can kind of tell how old people's kids are by the enthusiasm in their answer if you ask if they've got kids. Because if they go, yeah, I've got kids, you can tell the kids are still quite young. They haven't had time for the hate to really kick in. So having a daughter and having a son, I've actually worked out why you men are so messed up. And what it is, right, is because my son, he talks quite a lot. He rabbits on a lot. And the other day he was going, Mum, Mum, and I just went, shut up, or else I'll knock you out. And he turned round to me and he went, Mum, I'd like to see you try. So I tried. I had to see if the joke would work. And I realised, because my son, he's the same height as me now, he plays county-level rugby, he's actually stronger than me. And I realised, gosh, I actually can't physically hurt this boy. So I sat there and I thought about it, and it was at that point I realised, oh, my gosh, I'm going to have to mess him up psychologically. And that is what we do.
Thank you very much, Ava. OK, the next subject, please. Let's spin the wheel. Next subject is science. Who wants to come in that? Chris Addison.
I'll tell you the problem with science, right? The problem with science is it refuses to speak the language of those of us who don't understand science, right? Even when it's the job of science to be talking to us numpties, it can't bring itself to speak as we do. Pick up a packet of paracetamol, right? Look at the instructions on the back of that. It says, for the treatment of neuralgia, fibrositis, muscular... whatever. We don't talk like that. If that talked anything like us, that would say, for the treatment of the worst headache I've ever had in my life. A pain in my side, I'm sure, actually is cancer this time. My wife's had to help me out of the car. It's coming out of both ends like someone's hit a pan of chocolat with a mallet. That is how we talk, right? But it doesn't... We can't tell what's actually science and what is some hokey nonsense dressed up as science to, you know, entice us in. That's why cosmetics companies, whenever they bring out a new thickness of goop, right, they give it a kind of sciencey name so we'll be all dazzled. Nivea D-N-Age. O-F off. Right? Avon's new cream is called a Nugenics. What? A Nugenics, right? That's been through marketing, that's been through focus groups, design. Did nobody at any point go, a Nugenics? You don't think that sounds a bit Third Reich-y, maybe? What next? New pro-genocide, now with anti-Semitox. Sandra, can I borrow your ethnic cleanser?
Well done, Chris Addison. And that leaves us with Milton. Let's see what you've been left with. Let's spin the wheel. And the topic is the USA.
So I've just come back from America, apparently. While I was there, I saw one of those very, 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 very large Americans. He said he fitted kitchens. I said, I bet you don't. I went up to this girl, I said, what's your name? She said, Chantal. I said, well, if you're not going to tell me your name... I said, what do you do for a living? She said, don't go there, don't go there, don't go there. I said, I hope you're not a travel agent. When I was in America, I bought tickets for the Bears versus the Cowboys. Bit of a disappointment. I want to see Bears versus Cowboys. So then I bought tickets for the Giants versus the Jets. Another missed opportunity. Then I bought tickets for the Packers versus the Dolphins. Get in the box, get in the box.
Thank you very much. Points for everyone there. Let's all sit back. Come on. The next round is called If This Is the Answer, What Is the Question? On the board are 6 categories. Ava, which category would you like?
Home news, please.
OK, home news it is. The answer is 43 years. What is the question?
How long does it take to repay a £10 loan from Wonga.com?
Is it... what's the life expectancy of someone who works at Greggs?
What is the average Silverstone lap time for a Formula One car on Pirelli tyres?
Is it how long is too long to be out for if you say I'm just popping down to the shops for a minute?
Is it how old is the Earth if Michelle Obama really is the First Lady?
Is it how old did Dara look when he was 25?
No, you laughed first.
Oh, that's true.
You can't pretend sympathy when you laughed first.
It is, in fact, how long have my parents regretted using pulling out as a contraceptive?
How long will Julian Assange be living in an embassy before he finally goes, do you know what, I should have just gone to jail?
Is it, if Ed Miliband remains leader, how long will it take before Labour get back into power?
What is the MILF age of consent?
OK, if you put in a ready meal 43 years ago, how long has it been ready for?
Can I have the correct answer, please? Can I have the correct
Is that not the correct answer?
No, it's not the correct answer. Nor have any of you even attempted to do the correct answer.
It's in how many years will Brazil be ready to host the 2014 World Cup?
Genuinely...
proper answer is how long can Gerard Depardieu balance a spoon on his nose?
Could have anything that even vaguely resembles a topical news story.
OK, is it how many years' worth of shale gas are they claiming there is now under the British Isles?
Absolutely right, Chris Addison. Yes, the question I was looking for is, for how long could newly discovered shale gas reserves power the UK? This is the news that the latest government estimates suggest there is enough shale gas under the northwest of England to supply the UK for over 4 decades. The huge reserve, which is considered to be much higher than previously thought, has the potential to replace the country's ageing coal, oil and nuclear power stations. And for what cost? The north of England. So therefore...
I've moved down, it's all fine.
Yeah, it's grand.
It's not risk-free, though, is it?
No.
Blackpool could fall into the sea, and there's risks as well, aren't there?
Yeah, Blackpool has been mentioned actually quite as one of the places both where there is a significant reserve underneath. Yeah. And they know it's Blackpool because as you dig down through the rock, it says Blackpool all the way down. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Well, have you seen the footage of people in the States? Like,
have I seen it? Would you like me to show the footage of the States? Oh, my Lord. In the US, there have been claims that fracking has led to methane contaminating some water supplies. The research suggests this may have been the case before the fracking occurred. This, for example, happened to one woman's tap in Pennsylvania.
Just like that.
Now, let me just say, we're not promising that that will happen. Because that is kind of cool.
Yeah. Why was she... Who's trying to light their water?
I think she was merely doing that for demonstration, rather than she'd been doing this for years. And suddenly it was working. I knew it. I knew this would work someday.
I think it's quite useful, because the amount of people that smoke weed and can't find their lighter, just go to the tap.
It is also, by the way, it's in the south of England as well. There's a huge band of this shale rock that lies underneath Yorkshire and Lancashire, but also London. Boris Johnson said he would welcome it being done under London to fuel London.
Well,
if it's because he knows there isn't any gas under London, so he can say it.
Well, if they start drilling in London, they're going, well, there wasn't any gas, but we found these trains. With these screaming people inside, maybe they could power something.
What giants are we employing to do things? I found these trains!
It's brilliant, though, that we've found energy in England just as Scotland are thinking of voting for independence. We go, thanks for all of your energy that we've shared. Now, on your way. And, of course, if they do fracking all the way across the Pennines, Scotland may well have to go for independence as it drifts off into the North Sea.
What you have to remember is that what happens down a collapsed mine shaft stays down.
In other news, who has been spied on this week?
Europe. Spied on Europe.
Yeah.
They put a bug. It all sounded very high tech until they mentioned they'd put a bug in the fax machine. Like, are they still using fax machines?
The only message that you're going to get on a fax machine these days is the message, hello, is anybody else out there who still has a fax machine?
Hello, I'm trapped in a fax machine factory. Could you please send help? The only contact I can make is by in the back. It's apparently spying on the EU. And like, you kind of go, you can understand the EU. It's causing some tension now, because the EU would be going, OK, you're spying on Russia. We get that there's like a thing. But like, dude, like, come on, like, we're on your side, for Christ's sake.
Bad manners spying on friends, isn't it? It's like when you invite somebody to come round and spend the night in the spare bedroom and you put a webcam in there. It's not right, is it? I mean, obviously, we've all done it. We've all done it. It's not right.
I've not enjoyed watching those tapes.
They're actually bugging the Italian embassy. You think, what is the point of that? Nothing is going to embarrass the Italians. Their ex-Prime Minister had bunga parties in his own home, and he was the one who was telling everybody about them.
They probably just found the camera and did it and said, "A camera! Bunga bunga!"
It must also be, spying on the European Union must be the most disappointing assignment for any spy or secret agent, mustn't it? 007, your mission is to find the agricultural production figures for the fiscal year of 2015. Just remember, nothing depends on it.
Did they know about what's been happening this week to our favourite whistleblower, Edward Snowden?
Well, nothing has happened to him.
Yes.
He's still in Moscow airport. He's pissed. He's in duty-free with a bottle of Stolichnaya going, why did I do it?
And where's turned him down? Because he's applied...
Everywhere.
Everywhere's turned him down. In gratitude for him revealing to us that the Americans have been spying on us, we've just gone, right, well, anyway, you're not our problem.
He sent asylum requests out to 21 different countries. It's looking a bit desperate. It's beginning to look a bit like an episode of Take Me Out. Really. Let's let the traitor fret and waiter!
The one thing I would say is that there's one person in the world with whom you think would have some sympathy for him, and he has no sympathy for him, which is obviously Julian Assange. Because if he rings Julian Assange and goes, oh my God, it's wrecking my head, I'm trapped in this airport, and Assange is in his one room in the Ecuadorian embassy going, airport! I dream of an airport! At the end of that round, the points go to Chris here in Milton! Now we come to scenes we'd like to see, so if everyone can make their way over to the performance area. I'll read out this week's topics and then we'll see what our panellists can come up with. OK, here we go. The first subject is lines you wouldn't hear in a sci-fi movie.
Captain's Lodge, stardate 21:35. It's a Tuesday.
Actually, Jeremy Carr's just got the DNA results back. And apparently, Luke, I'm not your father.
Commander Skywalker, bad news. We left R2-D2 outside to stand guard, and the council took him away for emptying.
I've seen things you people wouldn't believe. I've seen attack ships on fire off the shoulder of Orion. I've seen...
There's a giant Satsuma in front of the ship. Go to orange alert.
First, there were snakes on the plane. Now the British remake, Wasp in a car.
You can't win, Darth. If you strike me down now, I shall become more powerful. Get off, you prick!
What is it, Captain? I've never seen anything like it in my life. Of course not, Scotty. It's the sun.
Since you have got your laser gun trained on me, I've got a bit of stubborn hair just here.
Permission to beam down to the Forbidden Planet. No.
I can see dead people. That's because I'm watching UK TV Gold.
Here are the sci-fi football results. R2D2, C3P, 0.
Look at all those fading, dwindling stars, forced to eat bugs in a jungle.
If you leave our protection, you will almost definitely die. Scotty, do you still want independence?
Luke, I am your father. Go to your room.
Captain, I don't like it when you call me Spock Face.
To boldly go where no man has gone before. Anne Widdecombe.
How many Klingons does it take to change a dilithium crystal? 10. 1 to change it, and the other 9 to chastise him for performing such a menial task when he's a member of a proud warrior race.
OK, the next topic is unlikely personal ads.
I could be the man of your dreams, if you dream of a man who exposes himself to people on trains.
I'm a cat person. I sleep all day and I bury my poo in the garden.
For sex with no strings attached, don't shag a puppet.
Katie Price seeks new husband. Position temporary. Usual terms and conditions apply.
Looking for love in all the wrong places. Well, you wanted to be a priest.
Ugly fat bloke. Looking for a supermodel with a sense of humour.
Man prone to violent mood swings seeks lovely woman to go screw yourself. I love you!
Female, 22, 33, 52. One of them's my age. Are you feeling lucky, punk?
Agoraphobic, seeks claustrophobic, for doorstep encounters.
I am Ponus of the planet Testiclon 8. I seek a human female to take my seed. Make better world for both our planets. Dave, Croydon, box 414.
Pessimistic man seeks depressed old lady so as we can have some really shit times together.
Gorgeous, 5'11", black woman, amazing body, great rack. I just thought I'd put it out there.
I'm a George Clooney lookalike who's looking for a woman with visual impairment.
Do you like swinging? Meet me down by the swings.
I'm looking for a dominant woman. Tell me to call you.
Do you like dogs? Good, because I'm small, hairy, and hung like a border terrier.
Sophisticated, erudite man with fin de siècle tastes. Seeks woman with massive norks.
Man with massive cock. 6 women with large hen to discuss poultry farms.
At the end of that round, the points go to Ed, Ava and Andy. And that's the end of the show. This week's winners are Andy Parsons, Ava Vidal and Ed Byrne. Commiserations to Chris Addison, Hugh Dennis and Milton Jones. Thank you for watching. I'm Dara Breen. Good night.
And Mock the Week's back next Thursday at 10. Tomorrow night at the same time, history's the hot topic here on BBC Two for QI.
Welcome to Mock the Week. I'm Dara O'Brien. Joining me this week are Andy Parsons, Josh Widdicombe and Ed Byrne, Chris Addison, Hugh Dennis and Hal Cruttenden. We start with a round called If This Is the Answer, What Is the Question? On the board, 6 categories. Hal, which category would you like?
Sport.
OK, the category is sport. The answer is yoga, sushi and ice. What is the question?
Is this what Eric Pickles uses to deal with trapped wind?
Is it what would the 3 wise men have brought Jesus if he was born in Notting Hill?
You think your Chinese tattoo says keep the faith. What does it actually mean?
Is it in fact just what does Madonna smell of?
Is it 16 years from now? What will my son tell me when I ask him what A-levels he's doing?
Is it name 3 things Nigella won't be asking Charles Saatchi to pay for anymore?
Is it Pingu's Rider?
He did nothing. I'm doing nothing until I get more sushi in here.
What is the strapline to the hit Japanese television programme, The Loose-Limbed Fish Eaters of the Arctic?
Is it what answer will you get if you ask Paris Hilton to name the elements?
Is it if you own a bar in Soho, what should you call it to guarantee it'll always be chock full of wankers?
Is it simply what are 3 things which are very difficult to sell door to door?
It is name 3 things that can make you lose the feeling in your legs.
Sushi.
Yeah. Do you know what sushi actually is?
Is it what Andy Murray uses to keep up his training regime?
It absolutely is. Well done. Yes, the question I was looking for, name 3 things that were part of Andy Murray's preparations for his historic Wimbledon win. This is news that in scorching temperatures, Andy Murray defeated the world number 1 Novak Djokovic to become the first British man in 77 years to win the Wimbledon men's singles final. An integral part of helping Murray achieve his success was his health and fitness regime, which included yoga, a 6,000 calorie a day sushi-rich diet and post-match ice baths. Did you watch it? Did you enjoy it?
Did I watch the ice bath?
The ice bath. No, that wasn't broadcast.
Apparently, he actually has ice baths in a wheelie bin. And I think that can't be enjoyable, can it? Particularly if he does it on a Tuesday and gets carried away by the candles.
It was a historic moment because it was after years of naysaying, years of doubt, years of, you know, can it be done? After 77 years, Andy Murray proved that Scottish people can operate in that temperature.
And
I know, by the way, I know that last year Andy came into the studio after after not winning the final. It's kind of become a little tradition, and I don't want to make a big thing of it, but he's in the back of the room tonight there, enjoying the show so far, Andy, laughing away there. Yes. Ha, 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 ha. Don't freeze frame it. Don't freeze frame it. It gives it away. Gives it away. We sent the invitation.
He's had a shave since the final. It's amazing.
We're laughing away. He loved that one. Did you like that one as well, Andy? Do you think that's very funny? Laughing away. Very, very good.
The fact that the bloke who was here last year behind him's come back again.
Good to have him back as well. Good to have Terry there. Hiya, Terry. Pleasure to have you here. Yes, he trains eating sushi diet. And what they do is they give him a load of sushi and then he has to run around the conveyor belt trying to get it. That's been a major part of his training.
That's why his training is so expensive. Those little plates add up, don't they?
Man, sometimes they go, green plate, and he'll drop all the red plates and just go for green plates and get them set.
It's actually a really difficult game to understand. And I think they make it deliberately difficult to make it more exclusive. So everyone's going, why does it go 15, 30, and then 40, love, and it's 40, 30, and surely it's 40, 40. And they go, no, don't be silly, it's juice, you peasant. They deliberately have designed it like that, haven't they?
They have made it particularly difficult. What does it go to? What is the mystery number after 40? In my head, it's 60. I've always presumed it's 15, 30, 40, 60.
Do you know it is?
But they never say it.
I know, actually, I genuinely, this isn't funny, this is actually true.
What?
Get off the show! Get off the show!
Do you want me to say this?
I've misread the memo. What is it?
I know what it is. It's a clock face, so it's 15 and then it was 30 and then it used to be 45, but for some reason, over time, it became 40, so it is 60, so you're right.
Well,
point to Dara's team.
At this stage, I'm actually in the lead.
Have I wandered into the wrong studio? It's a question of sport.
We're going to play the mystery guest round, and what happens next?
Yeah. Maybe it's Andy Murray. He's still up there laughing away.
You would think, Dara, that maybe if Andy Murray was here, he could have answered your question himself.
Probably, yeah.
Although he wouldn't. If you'd asked him a question, he'd have gone, well... Oh, Christ.
It does, doesn't it? Every time he makes even winning sound like quite depressing. Everything's like, oh well, the first wasn't so. I tried to grow a beard. It's just bum fluff. I don't even like tennis. I'm just too scared to tell my mum. I am.
There was a fantastic radio commentary just when he got to the first of the 4 championship points. The commentator said, and now the moment that none of us in our wildest dreams imagined would happen. And you think, you couldn't imagine that the world number 2... He's only have a very limited imagination. I started thinking, what else is this guy going to be absolutely shocked by? He opens a door with a handle. He goes, never in my wildest dreams would I imagine.
There's a whole other room in here.
It
was 50 degrees heat, though, isn't it? And he wasn't wearing a hat. And you're thinking, he's strawberry blonde at best. And Djokovic was wearing a hat. And then I went off to make a cup of tea. I came back, and Murray's wearing a hat, and Djokovic isn't.
Yeah.
It seemed like there was only one hat. It was almost like they'd changed ends, and Djokovic had taken off his hat, was mopping his brow, and Murray had thought, I'm having that.
This kind of idea that there's been 77 years of hurt isn't true, is it? Because
no.
There's been no one who's been going just like, walking around, you're right, mate, sorry, I just remembered we haven't won Wimbledon in 74 years. We're going to have to take the day off work. The pain is too much.
He's only 26. He hasn't been waiting 77 years. Can we just clear that up?
But the Queen, she got a message. He got a message from the Queen, didn't he? She is like, she's in her 80s. For 77 years, she's been waiting to send that message. And the message she sent was, congratulations for finally succeeding after 77 years. It's a message she'd pre-written for Prince Charles, right?
They say, like, Andy Murray's he's so inspiring because he trains so hard. And I go, that's not inspiring, because that means I don't want to do this. And what would be inspiring if they said, he's not just won Wimbledon, he gets up at 11 o'clock, has a fry-up, then he goes to the leisure centre hungover, and then he goes to Cineworld. and he still wins Wimbledon. They don't go, that's an inspiring guy.
But
Kerry sitting in the chair between hands going... Oh, go out again, go on. Underarm here.
You know, he nearly didn't get to the final, though. Did you watch the semi-final?
Yes.
They brought the roof on, so he was 2 sets up, he was whatever, he was ahead anyway, and they closed the roof, and his whole momentum went. And the reason they closed the roof, it wasn't raining, they didn't close it to stop the rain, they closed it because they thought it might get dark. And you have to have the roof closed to have the lights on. You have to have it shut to turn the lights on. It's the reverse of a fridge.
Have they thought of just turning on the lights?
Apparently the reason why they can't do that is because so close to Heathrow, a plane might land on them.
They're not... Planes aren't moths. They don't...
I see how you got that science show now.
Planes are not moths. Do you know what? It is... The whole thing, though, is going to change Britain. I think that all this week, children will be getting out tennis rackets and they'll be phoning up their local club and finding out it's too expensive to join.
My favourite headline was the Sun. You know, everyone's been looking at all of his preparation, everything that's led up to this, and the Sun had a headline that said Murray's amazing routine that turned him into Superman D, right? Which they think is a pun on Superman and Andy, but actually just makes him sound like the world's campiest superhero. It's a job for Superman D. Why do burglars wear those stripes? They are so fattening.
Did you see those terrible musical montages at the end of each set? You know, and you're there thinking, well, imagine they did that for us. You know, when somebody here, like, wins a point or something, gives the answer, and then there's this do, 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 do. You know, it's all in slow motion.
Slow motion.
Then a good week, by the way, for British sport anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, Chris Froome...
Yeah, I love Chris Froome because he's got a name that sounds like what it sounds like when he goes past you. Froome.
France haven't won the Tour de France in 30 years now.
And you think they know their way round.
You know it's there. Because most of the other cyclists go the wrong way around the roundabout. The French guy, I know exactly where to go.
He was raised in South Africa, wasn't he? And the only reason he took up cycling was because he couldn't get into our cricket team. That was the...
I feel
The only reason I'm here is because I couldn't get into Westlife.
At the end of that round, points to Ed, Josh and Andy. Now we play a round called Mock the Creek without a paddle. This game involves Hal and Josh, so if you could make your way to the performance area, please. This round is our stand-up challenge. I launch a wheel of news, and whoever chooses to stop one of our performers must step forward and talk about that subject. The winner is whoever I think is the funniest. OK, here we go. Let's spin the wheel. The first subject is the North-South divide. Hal.
The North-South divide, yes. I believe we should build a wall and make it official. I do. Obviously, you know, Northerners can build it. Well, pay for it. But it's all built on stereotypes. The assumptions are all... It's all built on stereotypes. Like, I have relatives in Grimsby who come to London and look for London to fulfil its stereotype. So they walk round going, oh, it's so unfriendly, no one chats to each other. And I say to them, why this constant need to chat? In Grimsby. I said to them, there was a little less chat and a bit more reading. Grimsby could be a cultural and economic superpower, it really could. But the assumption is ridiculous, though. The assumption that everybody down south is rich is unfair. Like London, yes, very wealthy city. It's also got the biggest concentration of poverty in the UK is in London. That's a fact. Not me, thank God. God, no. Don't be silly. No. This goes tits up. Mummy bails me out. But, See, maybe that's why I've got a thing about this, because I am from a very middle-class southern family, and I am a bit of a middle-class southern twat. You know, we're one of those families that meet and everything is lovely. It's like, so how are you? Are you well? Yes, I'm lovely. Are you lovely? I'm lovely too. But we're not really lovely. We can't do confrontation, the middle classes. That's why you never see us on the Jeremy Kyle show. Ever, do you? Ever. She's sleeping with your best mate! Well, obviously, I'm not happy about it, Jeremy. It'd be rubbish, isn't it? They're having a baby. She stole money off you to buy drugs. She is a bit of a character, isn't she?
Thank you very much, Hal. Well done. Now we're left with Josh. Let's see what you have. Let's spin the wheel. The topic is the home. Josh Whittaker.
My flatmate is kind of filling our kitchen full of all the kind of pointless things my mum has in her home now. I don't know if you've got... We've just got this tea bag saucer, the saucer for tea bags. It's a very useful item. If you haven't got it, what it is, it's a saucer that you keep halfway between your kettle and your bin. And it's basically for when you make a cup of tea and then you get the tea bag, look across at the bin and go... I mean, that's a journey, isn't it? I mean, that's 3 or 4 yards. I mean, I need a stop-off. That's like driving to Leeds. I could die of tiredness. Then you walk halfway, put your tea bag down, go back, pick up your cup of tea and walk past the bin and out the kitchen. All we've done is create a kind of tea bag death row. That's all we've done. We've got our tea bag sauce on our breakfast bar. If you haven't got a breakfast bar, what it is, it's an extra yard of sideboard. And it's for eating your breakfast. It's when you wake up in the morning, you want to eat your breakfast, but you think, bloody hell, it's too early for a table, isn't it? I mean, I can't handle one of them until lunchtime. I mean, what I want is something slightly higher and less comfortable. That's what I'm looking for here. There's one thing I don't want to eat at 8 a.m. It's a bar. That is the reason I feel so shit in the first place.
Well done to both of you. At the end of that round, points to both of you. Come on back. Now we play a game called Picture of the Week. I show the panel a topical image and ask them to tell me what's happening. So, teams, what is going on here?
Is this a poster for the film Shakes on a Plane?
I don't know what it is, but whatever he's done, he's thought, I'm going to sit here, the other 2 windows haven't got curtains.
It looks like an Islamic fundamentalist fruit machine. Someone's got... I'm trying to get 3 beers.
Brilliant. Someone is thinking just 2 more stickers and I'll have completed my Panini World Terrorist sticker.
Is this the new Al Qaeda edition of Guess Who? Does he have a beard? No.
Is this the new design for the new Red Stripe can?
It does look like... It looks like someone's painted the stripe while it's taking off. So sort of like...
Just like the shots of Michael. No!
Is he doing that joke where he's pretending to walk down the stairs?
Is it, you chose blind date number 2?
This is a really easy game of Where's Abu?
Is he saying, after flying EasyJet, I admit the West isn't as decadent as I thought?
Is it in fact he's been flying with EasyJet and he's going, damn these airport delays. I was clean shaven when I bought it.
Do you know who he is?
It's Alan Qatada.
It's Alan Qatada, yeah. Al Qatada.
Isn't he got... It's a lovely name, isn't it? I'm not trying to big him up, but... Abu Qatada. It does sound like...
It's delightful, yeah.
I always think he sounds like he's like a magician who works on a cruise ship called Abu Car. Is that Abu Car? Ta-da!
I think this is why they didn't want to get rid of him. We've been trying to get rid of him for 8 years, but the first 3 years they just stood over him and went, Abu Qatada. And he wouldn't go.
I think it's presumed it's what fed his fury at the West is the fact that people kept pronouncing it as Abu Qatada. And again going, no, I do not want any coconuts or a banana. Stop saying have a banana. Why is it in the news? Why is it in the news?
Because when they first started trying to deport him, Fred Perry had just won Wimbledon.
Do you know what the real killer? He deported at 2:46 a.m. like into Sunday. He doesn't know that Murray's won. To him, it's still 77 years apart.
That's not the only reason he's pissed off. He's been here 20 years and they're just getting rid of him just as the sun's come out.
Exactly, yeah. But I've never seen anybody so desperate not to go back to Jordan since Peter Andre. It's...
There it is. There it is. I wanted it to be like a rom-com, and Theresa May was going to change her mind at the last minute and run to the airport. She'd be bashing on the window, going, no! And then she'd turn around and there he is.
Yeah.
Oh, I was never leaving.
You know, well, he was actually... They hired a private charter flight, didn't they?
Yeah.
People going, well, he couldn't really go on a scheduled flight. You aren't going to want to fly with Abu Qatada on the same plane. Although, ironically, it's probably the safest flight you've ever been on.
They'd put that as the, you know, when you have to click on the plan on the, when you're booking your seat, there'd just be a picture of Abu Qatada. I'm not going to go next to him, I'll upgrade, I think.
I make £7 to get an upgrade.
It costs 50 grand, apparently, to hire a private jet for him to fly. And they were thinking of putting him on Ryanair, but apparently there's a special beard supplement, and it would have been...
Where is he heading to now?
He is heading to, is it
Prison.
Mowacar
It's
prison?
Mowacar Prison, yes.
Mowacar prison.
The Telegraph are complaining is too nice.
Yeah, well, the Telegraph
too
image...
nice a prison.
I think
It's
the
too
Telegraph
comfy.
presumed, because the prison has, you know...
Well, I think his cell has a bed. They don't hang him upside down from the ceiling.
My favourite one was there's a prison supermarket, and you think, well, there's probably a few things going missing from there, aren't there? There's like one cashier and 43 store detectives.
There's a pottery room as well, and I've just got an image of him making a... like the scene from Ghost with him. And then Osama bin Laden's ghost in the Patrick Swayze.
And then you've got Abu Hamza's hook come round.
Ruining it.
Go away!
Whose popularity has risen as a result of his deportation?
Andy Murray.
Andy Murray.
Yeah.
Because Andy Murray was pretty popular on Saturday, and then he got deported early on Sunday morning, and by Sunday evening, Andy Murray was like the most popular man in the country. Isn't that true, Andy? Andy's having a big laugh about that. Oh, you can't... Stop! Freeze! Stop it! Putting on the freeze frame.
It was Theresa May.
It was Theresa May, yeah.
Theresa May, the Home Secretary Theresa May, who is the most extraordinary sounding politician you've ever heard in your life. She constantly talks like that, like she's that far off going batshit. It's really hard being Home Secretary. Stop asking these really difficult questions.
Why has it been a challenging week for Ed Miliband?
Because he's still Ed Miliband.
He's Ed Miliband.
May we have some specifics, please?
Is his brother coming to stay?
How are things in New York? Really good, actually, yeah. OK. Oh, really? You think we should move on from this? Yeah, OK. Where did Andy have tea the day after his win?
Number 10.
Yes, he did. He went to number 10. Met with political leaders there.
Yeah.
Well, and they laughed. They laughed awkwardly, the political leaders. There they are, all laughing, while Andy Murray looks on going, what happened? That you think it's number 10? You think nothing amusing has happened? Why are you all laughing? He's still laughing now. Look at him there. There he is, just laughing away. Oh, God, I wish he'd come again this year. He's not on his radar.
Last year, when he lost in his moment of need, we looked after him.
Yeah.
Now, he can't be asked, can he? He's swanning with the Prime Minister. He's dead to us.
I prefer to think that we were there when he needed him, and now we let him fly. We let him fly away. Go. If he loves us, he'll come back to us.
I don't think we need to worry. Since he came to see us, he's won the US Open, he's won Olympic gold, he's won Wimbledon. I've heard Arsene Wenger's been on the phone for tickets.
At the end of that round, the poll's going to Ed, Josh and Andy. Now we come to scenes we'd like to see. So if everyone can make their way over to the performance area, I'll read out this week's topics and then we'll see what our panellists can come up with. OK, here we go. The first subject is unlikely things to hear on daytime TV.
Well, these four date from the early part of last century. Some wear and tear, a little bit of tarnishing there. But please welcome today's Loose Women!
Welcome to Channel 4 Daytime, or as you said to your boss this morning, working from home.
Well, coming up next, two programmes you don't want to get confused. Escape to the Countryside and Bargain... Hang on.
The next programme is Pointless. It's the Jeremy Kyle Show.
Coming up, Teletubbies Uncut. Yes, you're going to get to see Tinky Winky's Winky and Dipsy's La La.
Next, Judge Judy. I have. She's shit.
Hello and welcome to Let's Decorate the Shit Out of This House. This week we're decorating the shit out of a 3-bed semi in Orpington. So let's do it! Let's decorate the shit out of this house!
Next up, another property programme, which is pretty offensive when we consider you're all unemployed.
Hello, welcome to This Morning. I'm Philip. I'm a man on television, so I can go grey and look older. This is Holly. One wrinkle and she's finished.
So David wanted to retire by the sea, so we advised him to buy in Norwich, because by the time he's retired, the sea will have come to him.
Next on Flog It, the team meet their greatest challenge yet. A dead horse.
And now a trip round Dara O'Brien's head in Hair Hunters.
Next up, the Austrian version of Cash in the Attic. It's Family in the Basement.
Hello and welcome to Let's Cook the Shit Out of Some Dinner!
And now on BBC One, let's make an appointment with doctors. If we phone now, we may be able to see them next Thursday.
Welcome to A Place in the Sun, the show that's for people who aren't sure if they want to live in Britain or move abroad. First up, Abu Qatada.
Next up on ITV3, it's a cutting-edge American drama. I'm only joking, it's Taggart again.
Hello and welcome to I'm gonna sell these antiques if it fucking kills me!
OK, the next topic is... unlikely things to hear in hospital.
I'm afraid we've lost him, but in my defence, Dr. Dre is just a stage name.
Right, I'm afraid you have had a stroke, so can you now take your hand out of my trousers?
The good news is I can save your leg. The bad news is I can't save the rest of you.
His heart stopped. Quick, get the defibrillator. Oh, sorry, he's dead.
Look, who's the doctor here, me or you? Seriously, I've been awake for so long, I can't even tell anymore.
OK, I think we should remove the mole. How did it get up there?
Welcome to Ashford Hospital. Why not join me in playing Pregnant or Fat?
Now, students, we know the operation has been a failure because we heard a buzzing and his nose lit up.
Welcome to the cardiology unit.
No, you've got to leave this afternoon, Mrs. Smith. We need your bed. I'm shagging a nurse in it at 4 o'clock.
Your husband is in a stable condition. His room's filthy and there's horse shit everywhere.
You could look at it that way, or you could think of it as gaining a hook.
For him, that's my former husband. Well, because you asked me to bring in my ex, Ray.
I'm afraid we're a bit short of time today. Do you mind if we pull the sheet over you now?
I'm sorry, we're all full up at A&E. We're going to have to send you to B&Q.
You'll just feel a small prick, and then I'll pull my trousers up and won't bother you again.
Now, what seems to be the fucking hell!
OK, the point going to Chris Hugh and And that's the end of the show. This week's winners are Andy Parsons, Josh Widdicombe and Ed Byrne. Commiserations to Chris Addison, Hugh Dennis and Hal Cruttenden. Thank you for watching. I'm Dara Breen. Good night.
And Dara's back for more mocking at the same time next week. No holding back Lord Sugar next over on BBC One in The Apprentice, Why I Fired Them.
Welcome to Mock the Week. I'm Dara Breen, and joining me this week are Andy Parsons, Ed Byrne and Chris Ramsey, Chris Addison, Hugh Dennis and Rob Beckett. We start with a round call. If this is the answer, what is the question on the board of 6 categories? Rob, which category would you like?
Politics.
OK, the category is politics, and the answer is 9%. What's the question?
Is it a percentage of British people without sunburn?
Yes, in this room, I think.
Is it the percentage of British men who bought for their wife 50 Shades of Grey, then tied them to the bed and pissed off down the pub?
Rounding it up, what % of Jesus' disciples turned out to be a bit of a wrong-un?
Is it what percentage of people at a Michael Bublé concert aren't using Tenna-Lady?
Is it what percentage of EDL members can spell EDL?
At what point would I normally start running around the room going, have you got a charger? Have you got a charger?
Is it for how much of history has Bruce Forsyth been alive?
As a relatively successful stand-up comedian, how much tax should I be paying?
Is it the percentage of Talisa's phone book she didn't have to delete in custody?
What are Edward Snowden's chances of making 40? What? I'm not going to kill him.
Are you sure you weren't initiating the
No, I
murder
wasn't.
of
No.
Edward Snowden?
Unless this is a sleeper cell that I really hadn't known about. That's been operating since
You
2000.
definitely offered me 100 quid backstage to kill Edward Snowden. It definitely happened.
To be honest, you're a Geordie. You'll do anything for 100 quid.
What proportion of the UK electorate think UKIP is in fact a sleeping tablet?
Okay. Okay. I need to. I know I say these words a lot.
The real answer is...
I need to use words.
What gradient of hill makes Chris Froome go, that's a piece of piss?
How many Glastonbury Festival goers are still chilling out in front of the pyramid stage?
Is it how much of the show will be over by the time you get the correct answers to this?
What percentage of this panel will still be alive when Dave show the final repeat of this episode?
Amen, brother.
I would like to... OK. Sorry, genuinely, the correct answer we can, please.
Genuinely,
Yes.
what percentage of people actually can't believe it's not butter?
Yeah.
Is it genuinely... What percentage of Dale Winton's skin has not been replaced by World of Leather?
Please, can we just have a proper answer for once on the show?
Is this the MP's pay rise? Is this how much our MPs pay due to go up by?
Absolutely right. Thank you very much, Ed Byrne. Yes, the question I was looking for was, by how much should MP salaries rise according to the Independent Parliamentary Standards Authority, that's IPSA? This is the news that IPSA review body has proposed a rise in MPs' pay to around £74,000 a year, an increase of 9% on their current salary of around £66,000. Should they get a pay rise?
No.
Why?
Well, because it's easy for me to score points with the audience by saying no.
OK.
£8,000's hardly enough to put a secret love child through private school.
But it's not like football, is it? In football, you have to stop other countries nicking your best players. It's not like other governments are trying to nick our politicians, is it? Like Cameron's going to be out like, I've said no to Spain, they can't have Gove. Do you know what I mean? They're trying to buy him.
I feel quite sorry for MPs because people all think that all MPs are money-grabbing bastards. But they're not all money-grabbing.
Ed Miliband has said that he's going to stop any Labour MPs having a second job by the next election. But, of course, by then, a lot of them won't have a first job, will they?
They get 15 quid a day food allowance for lunch.
Yes, they do. And
that's like free Subway sandwiches. That's free footlongs. That's 36-inch of sandwich. That is too much for anyone. You can wear it as a belt.
George Osborne looks like he could take 36 inches.
I don't think the voucher is exclusively for Subway.
That's what I've been told.
Yeah. So it's just like, this is only redeemable at the Parliament Subway. And the queue is really long. This is one Subway guy making...
It's the travel stuff, right? They're being restricted on taxis. They're not going to be allowed to use taxis anymore. Not going to be allowed to use taxis. Where are Tory MPs going to get their ideas if they're not allowed to take taxis? David Cameron is so basically like a taxi driver. I'm surprised he doesn't stand with his back to the dispatch box going, I'll tell you the country's problem. It's immigration. That's the problem with this country.
They never have proper second jobs, do they? It's always like a posh sort of business role. It's never just like... Because I used to work in a market and in a pub. Do you know what I mean? Like, my dad used to be a carpet fitter and on the dole. Do you know what I mean? They've always got posh... posh jobs.
What health U-turn has the government made this week?
It's on cigarette packaging. They were planning to say that cigarettes were going to have to come in plain white packets.
In Canada, and they have the photographs on the packet as well, but they also have in the French provinces, in Quebec, they've got it in both English and in French, the health warnings. And I bought a packet of cigarettes, and on one side it said cigarettes cause cancer, and on the other side it said le cigarette cause le cancer. Was that really entirely necessary? If it wasn't for that le, and they're like the French people, there is no le, they cannot be talking to us. I will smoke with impunity.
If you want to put people off smoking, just make one cigarette in every packet explosive. How about that? Or genetically modify cigarettes so that as you smoke them, they go, help, I'm shrinking, I'm shrinking!
It's like the government's Drink Aware campaign, though, is it? who doesn't actually drink aware? Who has 4 pints of Stella, starts dribbling, punching themselves in the face, going, this has come as a complete shock to me.
On Health Matters, what is Michael Gove being encouraged to do?
Fuck off.
That's not going now. Chris, he only asked a question, it's his job.
OK. On Health Matters, what is Michael Gove being encouraged to do?
Piss off.
Ask again! Ask again!
Baskin, if you keep asking, we can get the swearing down each time. So by the end, it's just shove off, you Nancy.
Oh, it really is the last show in the series. When are we playing Kerplunk? And
the difference
can I ask the question?
No, you've already asked it 3 times. Why don't you answer it yourself? You've got the answers.
Well, what's the point of us being here?
So, gather ourselves for a moment. This would be great, the DVD, they're saying. OK. So, what else? In other health news? What health initiative is coming into schools?
Michael Gove is saying school lunches should be banned because
Why?
apparently only 1% of them meet the nutritional requirements that school dinners are supposed to have.
Yes, that is generally the gist of it.
That's
right,
the
yeah.
facts.
Yeah.
I don't have a joke.
Yeah, it's true. No, it's true. But it's only 1% of. I mean, what
I
are
don't
people?
know. I don't like the story anyway. Is it just me? I don't want to think about Michael Gove's lunchbox. I just don't want to think about it.
Well, I'm sorry. I presume people put it. And what are people putting into it? Like they're only 1%
Well,
of.
not the kind of stuff you see, this seems to me a very unfair story because they're saying that packed lunches are very unhealthy compared with school lunches. But they're not. I mean, when I only ever had packed lunches. I had brown bread sandwiches. I had 2 cubes of jelly.
What?
Yeah.
Jelly that wasn't
jelly
made?
that wasn't made, because my mum didn't like giving us chocolate or sweets or something. She used to cut up jelly. She used to cut up a jelly, the cube that you make it from, and give me 2 bits of it. And it was really, really nice. But for the rest of the day, after I'd had it, I was always slightly worried that it might turn into jelly.
Just a huge-shaped...
If you drank a glass of water, it would sort of go...
Just split apart and there'd be a huge-shaped jelly there. That's the biggest jelly baby in the world.
I also did point out to you that you also said you had brown bread sandwiches. Do you mean like 2 slices of brown bread with a slice of brown bread?
You have to. I mean, how can packed lunches have only 1% of the nutritional requirement of a school dinner? What are people putting in these packed lunches? Is it like a large sandwich and a sugar cube? You're thinking some of the kids must be so stupid they're actually eating the plastic box.
I just thought parents have more control.
No, but they do. The problem is parents do have control. Every time they try and solve this problem, the parents get in the way. When Jamie Oliver tried it, right, tried to get rid of turkey twizzlers and put healthy food in schools, so mum's at the school gate passing packets of chips through to their children. If you want to solve this problem, it's not a policy thing. Just make the railings thinner so they can't shove the massive hand. Sandra, you're going to have to put your face right up and eat a feed into your individual. You know which kids it was? They're going after lunch with shiny lips and 2 rust lines down the face.
You're making an excellent point, but you said turkey twizzlers. I genuinely thought you said when they tried to get rid of Turkish prisoners. Why are Turkish prisoners feeding children?
Because they are getting
for the rest of that for the whole thing, I was going, well, one of them is called Sandra.
And that really is the clue as to the likelihood that I didn't actually say that.
Yeah, I suppose.
You put it that way, it makes more sense.
They're suggesting that teachers should eat with the kids. But the thing is that, a lot of teachers do currently eat with the kids, although it's usually in the form of a romantic meal, isn't it?
Merry Christmas! Merry Christmas, DVD owners.
OK, at the end of that round, the points go to Chris, Ed and Andy. Now we play a round called Graduating from Oxford University. This game involves Rob Beckett and Chris Ramsey, so if you could both please make your way to the performance area. This round is our stand-up challenge. I launch a wheel of news and whoever chooses to stop one of our performers must step forward and talk about that subject. The winner is whoever I think is the funniest. OK, here we go. Let's spin the wheel. And the first topic is travel. Who wants to come in at that? Chris?
I don't know what's happening. It's all different on the telly. I take public transport quite a lot doing this job. I'm not a fan. I don't really like being in public, walking around. It's nothing. I don't get normal things in public when I'm walking along. I don't get normal interactions. I don't get, excuse me, sir, what time is it? Excuse me, where's the train station? I get like, do you like leaves? Like, I could write a book on it, right? Another thing is, as a northerner, people said to me before I came to London to do work and stuff, people said, oh, the tube. Oh, the tube's awful. No one talks. No one talks. Good. That's brilliant. I don't want nutters on public transport telling us what they've had for their breakfast, right? I want to be left alone. You know, the tube, if you've never been on the tube, come to London just to go on the tube. It's an incredible experience. No one, literally, silence. It's amazing. Someone could just burst into flames on the tube, and all you'd get is one man looking up from a Kindle going, prick. So all you'd get. Even the person who was in flames would just be quietly going, excuse me, can I just squeeze past? I'm very sorry. I don't mean to cause a fuss, but I'm in zone 8 and my oyster card's melting. I'm very sorry.
Come on, Chris, well done. OK, that leaves us with Rob. Let's see what you've got. Let's spin the wheel again. And the topic is class. Stuck with it. You're stuck with it.
Yeah, I'm working class. If you're not sure, there's a little test you can do to see if you're working class or not. You're normally working class if your television is bigger than your bookcase. That's how it works. Like, in my mum's house, big 50-inch plasma on the wall, little Billy bookcase from IKEA next to it. DVDs on it normally. That's how it works. The thing is that my girlfriend's very middle class. That's a problem. She used to be upper class, but we're together now. Her sister has got a boyfriend, right, called Rupert. Rupert. That's in the name. I'm not having a go. It's a decent name. I just never thought I'd meet one. Do you know what I mean? I was in the pub with him. Rupert, do you want another Malbec? What's happened to me? And the thing is, though, like when they go around their house, right, they like in my house, growing up, Saturday night, you'd have dinner on your lap watching You've Been Framed, right? Bit of a chavvy way to have your dinner. That's what we used to do. You go around their house, you sit in the conservatory, you have wine, talk about politics, right? And I started thinking, this is how you should do it, innit? It's how you should do dinner. Then after about 10 minutes, I realised I haven't got an opinion and I'd quite like to see a dog fall in a puddle.
Well done. Well done to both of you. Points for both of you. Come on back. Well done. Lovely stuff. Come on. Well done, Chris and Rob there. Now, we play a game called Picture of the Week. I show the panel a topical image and ask them to tell me what's happening. So, teams, what's going on here?
I see. Is it from the Daily Mail and it's Romanian asylum seekers swim to Britain?
Is it thousands queue to use Brighton's only jet ski?
Is it scenes from the first ever live Where's Wally?
Is it just bollocks? I thought I was the only one who had this idea.
And that bloke there at the front going, Dave! 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 Dave!
I'll be on the red thing.
Is it whole town of Brighton take part in fire drill?
Is it Arabian railway station floats into Brighton?
Is it this is the queue for tickets for my new tour, Roaring Forties. On sale.
Oh, no!
Oh, you even got the plug in. Well done. Very good.
Is it entire country embarrassed to have thrown a sickie at once?
Is it an extract from Dara O'Brien's Bunga Bunga workout team?
We do it on beaches up and down the country. It's quite beautiful. It's amazing to watch.
Still don't know what it is.
Still don't know what it is. Still don't know what it is. Yeah.
Is it shock as UK newspapers use same photo 5 years in a row to let illiterate people know it was hot yesterday?
Is it from the wildlife documentary When Sharks Can't Be Arsed?
Is the beach just busy because it's nice and hot?
Yeah, it's exactly what it is. Yeah. sometimes Gordian knot, you just cut through it. Sometimes it's like that. Yes, Brighton Beach, of course. It's one of the many resorts heaving with sun seekers in the recent hot weather. Temperatures in parts of the country have trumped those in the Mediterranean, with people taking advantage of one of the longest heat waves in years, seeing temperatures rise to 30 degrees and above.
Amazing.
Yeah,
It's
that is
amazing.
amazing, isn't it?
How has it caused chaos? How has it
It was
caused?
transport chaos. I was at Waterloo yesterday trying to get home, and it was boiling. It was baking hot, and the guard said all the trains are delayed because the tracks have warped. And I said, well, why is that a problem? He said because southeast trains has become southwest trains.
The M25 melted as well.
It did melt.
So
yes.
it's like our whole transport system has been designed by Dali, essentially.
Why is it a problem if the N25 melts? All you do is you get a nice big knife, you spread it out, you've got another lane.
I just fill all the gritters with sun cream. I'll sort it out, won't it? That'll be all right. Factor 50 will be all right.
But it did say that road menders, you know, were dispatched immediately to repair it. What did they do?
It only melted because it's a soft southern road. That's all that happened. That's all it is. The A19 has pissed itself. It's been drinking for 3 days. It's sunburnt. It's still hanging in there.
Apparently, doggy sunscreen. The sales of that are up 500%. What a ridiculous thing that is. No, dogs just like the shade, right? No dog has ever gone, oh, I'm just going to lie here, poaching my internal organs. I reckon I can take 10 more minutes.
It's very difficult for dogs to hold that reflecting thing under their cheek like that.
They use those funnels.
Oh, these are funnels.
Yes,
Is that what those are?
You don't need sunscreen for pets because pets have fur and it keeps them
Yes.
warm in the winter and cool in the summer. If you put sunscreen on, it's just basically putting hair gel on them. You know, they're trying to keep cool, not go on the pull, aren't they?
How do you know about hair gel?
A little bit of this, Ed. This is me going out for the night. I'm ready to roll.
My favourite thing about when it's hot is when I go and check my gas meter and it's still on 40 quid and it's been on 40 quid for a week. To be fair, though, in the winter it's on 40 quid because my uncle sorted it. But... it's all...
Probably not the thing you want to admit on national television. But
There's been a 204% increase in barbecue sales, right? And a 176% increase in charcoal sales, which means, Dara, that 28% of people forgot to buy charcoal.
There was 9 million sausages sold by Tesco this week.
Really?
9 million, that's 4 pigs.
And 3 horses.
Many horses died for that joke.
Quite angry, though, in the summer. Everyone gets quite angry. It's more road rage in summer, isn't there? Because it's sort of hot. People will get out and fight. Like, in winter, no one's going to get out. Do you know what I mean? Like, if someone's really annoyed you or cut you up, you're going to go, come on then, but, oh, it's -3, see you in spring. Do you know what I mean?
The cutting up, I rarely cut people up. I'm a very excellent driver. But I hate it if I'm in a taxi and the taxi cuts somebody up because the person who gets cut up always looks at you, the passenger, like you're the one at fault, like you ordered the taxi driver. Get me to where I want to go now. There's an extra tenner in it if you just step on every toes, right? So anytime I'm in a taxi and the taxi driver cuts somebody up, right, I always make sure I'm rammed up against the window doing this. Why might we be hearing more of this sound?
Because it's the summer.
No, but longer
They've been allowed to play their chimes longer,
Yes, they
haven't
have.
they?
Yes,
The
they
Ice
have.
Cream Men. That's
yeah.
what
There was a law that passed, the chime law passed. I mean, there are various small laws passed this week, like gay marriage, for example. But no, we're not talking about that. We're talking about the chime laws, where Ice Cream Men are allowed to play for 12 seconds rather than for 4 seconds.
Is it because of childhood obesity that they need more time to get to the ice cream?
There is a real problem with ice cream vans. I'm not sure this is funny, but it's kind of interesting.
OK.
Which is that it's all based on a national consultation they had about the future of ice cream vans. And do you know how many responses they got to the national consultation?
99. Tell me it was 99. Okay, at the moment that we're recording now, what is the nation gearing up to? What is...
Pancake Day.
No, not pancake.
A royal baby.
Yes, it is, yeah.
David Beckham was asked, wasn't he, as to what he thought the kid should be called, and he said he thought it should be called David, but only if it was a boy. And you're thinking, when has David Beckham got so sensible about names? Jacqueline Harper Cruz. You can't tell whether it's male or female or a boat trip round New York.
It has to be something that goes with princess or eventually queen. So, Latifah. Or of the South. Those are...
No, do you know a better name? It's Greatest Hits.
What name they give the baby should depend on what they take as a surname. So if they're going to go with Windsor, if it's a girl, Barbara, if it's a boy, Legoland, and if they're going with Cambridge, either way, Travelodge.
Do you know it's a state of Britain today, though, that Prince Charles is going to become a grandfather before he's even got his first job? I mean, that's a tragedy, isn't it? Yeah. That is a tragedy.
And he lives in an estate.
You're never going to be able to... I don't know how you discipline a royal baby, though. What can you do to royal kids to go like, right, you've been naughty, you're grounded? Well, in Buckingham Palace, quality.
The only bit that I'm really looking forward to is the bit where they finally announce the baby, when Prince William comes out onto the balcony going, hey, hey, hey,
A man with children.
Just a bunch of giraffes on the
Oh, at the end of that round, the points go to Chris, Ed and Andy. Now we come to scenes we'd like to see. So if everyone can make their way over to the performance area, I'll read out this week's topics and then we'll see what our panelists can come up with. OK, here we go. The first subject is questions omitted from this year's exams.
Using pi, distract the fat kid next to you so as you can copy his answers.
Using only the English language, write something.
History. Henry IV, Henry V, Henry VII. Which was the greatest Hoover the caretaker ever had?
Maths. Robert has 400 stamps. He'd like to put them in 12 different albums. He wants to have them equally in each album. How many friends does Robert have?
Do you know the way to San Jose?
Religious studies. If two men have been married for 10 years, for how long will they burn in hell for?
If the fluid has been flowing at 21 litres a minute for 15 minutes, what on earth is wrong with my bladder?
Fill your name at the top of the exam paper. If it's Tyler or Charmaine, get up, leave the school and never come back.
Using only the mass of the ass and the angle of the dangle, calculate the measure of the pleasure.
Yes. If a man travels 12 miles each day to buy a loaf of bread, how long before he realises that living in the countryside is shit?
Are multiple choice exams too easy? A, yes.
Optician's final exam. What do you think are the main causes of short-sightedness? And now? How about now? And now? What about now? And now?
Media studies, trick question 1. Name a business like show business.
Geography. What is to blame for climate change? A, the sunlight, B, the moonshine, C, the good times, or D, the boogie?
OK, the next topic is things a weather forecaster would never say.
The sun will come out tomorrow. Bet your bottom dollar.
And these are the worst floods since records began, which was last year when all the records were destroyed in that flood.
This is a map. I'm not a giant.
It's going to be a bit blowy today. It's my birthday and my wife promised me one.
Later on, it's going to be raining cats and dogs because a bomb's gone off in Battersea.
Well, it was cloudy earlier. I think I may have a urine infection.
It's well hot, isn't it?
Well, it was a frosty start for some of us this morning because I came in pissed again and accidentally got in bed with my mother-in-law.
Well, you'll be glad to know that scientists have finally explained why we've been enduring this rather long spell of disappointing weather. Apparently, we live in Britain.
And over the next 3 days, we will see some spells of rain. The entrails never lie.
Things should be getting a lot cooler. I've just made friends with a black man.
Well, I'm afraid you're going to get wet later on. I'm following you, and I've got a bucket.
I'm sure the ladies are going to be wearing skimpy bikinis tomorrow. It could reach 90 degrees, which is not bad for a man my age.
It is going to be a scorcher. So, guys, you might as well just staple your balls to the inside of your thigh because those bad boys are going nowhere.
Thank you very much, Dave. Yeah. Pretty easy reporting on things that have already happened. Now, predicting the future.
And now the shipping forecast. Dogger, car park, my penis rising slowly.
OK, the end of that round. The points go to Chris here and Rob. And that's the end of the show. This week's winners are Andy Parsons, Ed Byrne and Chris Ramsey. Commiserations to Chris Addison, Hugh Dennis and Rob Beckett. Thank you for watching. I'm Dara Breen. Good night.
Fighting talk between Liam Gallagher and Robbie Williams next. Alex James reminds us of their pop spat from the year 2000 and what a load of buzzcocks.